My wife begged for an open marriage, found the one, and divorced me. 6 months later, she's broke and crying at my door. Hello, Reddit I plus here. You ever agree to something so dumb, so absolutely astronomically stupid, that even as you say, okay, your brain throws up a red flag, a warning siren, and a pop-up that says, you are about to ruin your life. Proceed? That's how I felt 6 months ago, sitting across from my wife, ex-wife now, while she laid out her pitch for an open marriage. I remember the way she leaned forward, her hands clasped, her voice low like we were negotiating a hostage release. It'll make us stronger, she said. It'll spice things up, she said. It's not that I'm unhappy, I just feel like there's more. And like an absolute moron, I agreed. Not because I wanted to. Not because I had a deep desire to explore the flesh buffet of Tinder. I agreed because I was afraid of losing her, and it felt like my only option was to pretend to be the cool, enlightened husband who could handle a little extracurricular activity. 2 weeks. That's all it took. 2 weeks into our shiny new, stronger marriage, she found the one. That's what she called him. The one. Like I'd just been a warm-up act for her soulmate. She packed a bag, filed for divorce, and left me sitting in the house we built together like a fool with a mortgage and a half-empty closet. But life's funny, right? Because now, 6 months later, guess who's standing on my doorstep at 11:43 p.m., looking like a wet cat in a storm? I made a mistake, she says. No shit, Sherlock. She's broke. Homeless. Whatever magical romance bubble she floated off in popped somewhere between I love you and I need a loan. Apparently, the one turned out to be a pathological liar with a gambling problem and a tendency to ghost when the rent's due. And now she's here, at my door, full of regrets and holding a duffel bag like some Hallmark redemption arc is about to unfold. Here's the thing. I spent the last 6 months going through every stage of grief. Anger? Oh, I was pissed. I spent a whole weekend burning her leftover junk in the backyard like a witch trial. Sadness? Of course. I slept in her old t-shirt for 2 months, like a teenage girl after a breakup. Bargaining? You bet. I actually Googled how to make your ex miss you at 2 a.m. like a lunatic. Acceptance? I was working on it. And now that she's back, I didn't feel any of that. I just felt tired. You can't stay here, I said. Her face cracked like a windshield. She wasn't expecting that. She thought I'd be happy to see her, that I'd pull her into my arms and say, welcome home, baby, like my heart was some Motel 6 with the lights always on. What do you mean I can't stay here? She asked, her voice wobbling, and I realized right then, she hadn't learned a damn thing. She thought regret was a free pass back into my life. She thought my forgiveness was guaranteed, just because she finally recognized her mistake. Let me ask you something, I said. When you begged for an open marriage, what did you think would happen? Did you think we'd just have a few wild weekends and then cuddle up in bed, stronger than ever? She didn't answer. And when you left me for the one, did you picture me sitting here, just waiting for you to realize he was a loser? She still didn't answer. See, that's the thing. You didn't just break my heart. You rewrote our whole story. You made me the fool. You made every promise we made a joke. And now you want to walk back in like it's all reversible? Like it was just a phase? Her lip trembled. I could see tears starting to well up. And old me, 6 months ago me, would have cracked. I would have folded like cheap lawn furniture the second she cried. But this new version of me? The one who spent 6 months learning how to cook for one, who got a dog because the silence was too loud, who went on awkward dates with women who laughed too loud or not enough. That guy wasn't folding. You need to go, I said. Figure out who you are when you're not chasing the next big thrill. Maybe then, if you're lucky, you can learn how not to destroy someone who loves you. She stood there for a second, shivering, waiting for me to change my mind. I didn't. Eventually, she turned and walked back down the porch steps into the night, and I didn't feel triumphant. I didn't feel cruel. I just felt done. I shut the door, locked it, and stood there for a minute in the quiet. It wasn't closure. Life doesn't wrap up that neatly. But it was the first time in a long time that I felt like the main character in my own story again. And that felt pretty damn good.